color on you.
There's nothing that stops you.
An aggressive growth sense out of.
Yeah, so you get the book to read in the first chapter.
That's even better.
And
Happy Monday, Ty.
Happy Monday, Shar.
What a great week. We are kicking off a lot of big things at CoachCon. We're kicking off quite a bit of partners and sponsors and speakers. I mean, this is just taken your vision and it's here now and everyone is jumping on.
It's so coming together, Shar. We've added more speakers. These are amazing. You know, we're not biased or anything, but we have an amazing lineup of women. And so far, it's all women. And they're bringing so much and they have so much to offer. And we're really excited about just the diversity of what's happening, like the opportunity that people are taking to lean in and showcase what they can do for other folks. It's the community is being born.
Well, and I love the fact that they're cross-industry. You know, a lot of people are very heavy onto business, which is, you know, appropriate for all intents with what we've done before in our own careers. You know, a lot of people are health coaches and that's important too, but you've been able to orchestrate because you're great at it, bringing together multi-industry coaches. And a lot of people want that diversity.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that I pride myself on being a good strategist is the ability to take things from one industry and apply it to the next, right? When we're mired in what we're doing, we sometimes have those blinders on and we can't see a different way to do things. In my corporate career, one of the things I learned earlier on was borrowing from the banking industry or the automobile industry and applying it to the credit union industry. And that kind of spiraled exactly what for me and starting to look at things in a different paradigm, starting to look at something that's working well and seeing how can we adapt it. So as we continue to grow this, as we continue to develop this concept, I'm applying some of those methodologies, the things that I learned in my career, and trying to pass it on to people. So to your point, we've been able to bring in a music coach. We're bringing in somebody who's done film and television. We have obviously your expertise in marketing and AI. So we have just such a mix of external industries from what we know as coaching and tactical stuff from industries that do apply directly to coaching, so people can get inspiration, but also specific tangible things that they can walk away with and do in their business. And we have broadened it by demand. We've broadened it beyond just coaches, right? It's coaches and anybody who's starting up their company, anybody who's in that early stage of business, maybe 5 million or less in revenue. They're all welcome to come because it does give you the tools you need to grow and scale your business.
Well, and I find that's a perfect segue into why a lot of people will start a corporate career and then, you know, one day find themselves in Ty. This is something that's happened to you and I, and say, there's more, right? I want to give more. I want to have a better impact for everyone. I want to be able to do more. And that's a common need that many career-minded people start off with. But when they figure out that there's more to life, this is where that jumping off point, Ty, that you're orchestrating through CoachCon.
Absolutely, Shar. You know, when you get that opportunity, when you start realizing, and sometimes it comes as a question, right? Sometimes you're like, am I happy? Is this what I was meant to do? Am I feeling fulfilled in this role? And then sometimes it comes as I want to do more, or I've seen somebody else do something that I do, or I'm inspired to go and make a change, or I have a life event. So whatever the catalyst is for that transition, it is that opportunity for you to say, you know what? I am an expert, I'm skilled, I have a strength in this particular thing. And from this thing, I want to go share it with the world. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to give my gift to other people.
Right. Well, and guys, this is why, you know, every single week we're taking the opportunity to share with you, especially when we're setting the pace. Monday is usually the day that everyone resets. And so our lives are geared towards what are you doing in your coaching business? How are you resetting your focus? Because there's so many things that you need to do, but we're focusing on the things that make you the money, that get you the time freedom, that help you really create impact. And so today we're talking about leveraging a strengths-based coaching methodology, because we have found that if you miss this step, you will literally be going around in circles and circles and circles. And so you've seen this, Ty, in your career, as well as you being yourself certified, being able to see the success because you took a different step and the trajectory of your business soared.
As a base level concept, Shar, this is something that I learned even before I went to Gallup and became certified as a strengths-based performance coach. When I went to Silicon Valley and I started to build a social network, a tech company, one of the things we learned fundamentally on the ground in Silicon Valley was the successful companies always had two people, a hustler and a hacker. The hacker was the specialist who knew their craft. The hustler was the person who sold the business. Because if you were sometimes, and we see it, right, in early stage coaching, we see you are a really great coach, but you may not know business, or you're a really great practitioner or technician, but you really don't necessarily know business. Or you can sell the house down, but you don't want to be stuck servicing or fulfilling that. As an early stage coach, we have to do both. We have to do both, but there's more tools. And as you will share in CoachCon or at CoachCon, the concept of AI. AI now allows us to have a lot of those tools that we would have ordinarily had to hire or learn. We now have those tools in AI. However, we know that successful companies have those two components, right? They have the creative, the content, the producer, and then they have the salesperson who's managing the accounts, who's going out, who's selling, who's marketing, who's pushing the sales and getting the revenue in the door. Until we get to a point where we can have those two people in our business, we have to be that one person. And so what the beauty of CoachCon is that we will teach you how to be that one person effectively. We will teach you how to use the AI technology that's available in marketing and sales to drive your business in a way that you don't necessarily know, or manage accounts, etc. And then you can actually do the part that you're really good at, which is delivering, being the brand, getting out there. The combination of that is what we will show you and teach you. But until that we get to that point, it's about you understanding and knowing, what are you good at? Are you the salesperson? Are you the content person? Are you the fulfillment? What about your business and what about you makes your business unique? And how do you communicate that to the masses? How do you share that with the audience that's in front of you? And that's leveraging your strengths to make sure that your methodology speaks to what you're really good at, what you can do, the transformation that you're willing to offer someone.
And guys, this step will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. It will save you countless months and years, and it will save you the frustration that a lot of first-time coaching businesses experience, because they're just kind of feeling their way. We like to say this, and this is something that you'll hear from us, especially at CoachCon, is that you can't just simply read a book and then expect yourself to be this pro. That's not the intent behind it. It's to be really engaged in your craft, so that we're giving you the playbook. Essentially, when you think about your coaching business, we're giving you the playbook so that you don't have to necessarily skip steps, but that you can build it quickly, smarter, faster, and get to market. And that is what I consider the signature of CoachCon, guys, because it really helps you focus in on what's going to move the needle in your business. Not who cares about all the other stuff. I know. And Ty, you and I sit there, and when you're coaching your clients and I'm coaching my clients, it's like, Bashar, I want this. I'm like, oh, I know, but you got a parking lot that. Like right now, that's not going to get you where you want to go.
100%. I was actually at an event yesterday, and I was getting to share with someone some massive failures that I made. Do you know those parking signs? Whenever you park on the road, you have this pay for parking now. Somebody approached me to put that parking sign into a place that was underdeveloped at the time, that we didn't know if that would work. Would people pay to park on the street? Like, it's free right now. Why would you pay to park on the street?
Right.
This was in 2015. And to this day, I still say, oh my God, that was a huge mistake. If I had doubled down and really participated in that transaction, who knows where we would have been right now. But to your point, Shar, it's about skipping those mistakes. It's about working with a coach. It's about being in a community that you don't have to make those mistakes as you build and grow your business, whether it's a traditional business or a coaching business. We've done it. We've made the mistakes. We've been able to reflect on those mistakes. We know what we would do differently next time. We know the questions we would ask. We know how we would cut the fat out and stay hyper-focused on exactly what moves the dial, the thing that progresses the business. Because of that knowledge, because of that expertise, because we've done it, and we now want to share that with you. That's the value of CoachCon. That's what you're getting when you show up. It's that accelerated path to your end result.
So guys, here's something else that happens as you know who you are, what your strengths are, what you're going to be, either the producer, or are you the creative, right? All of these things happen because you're going to wear multiple hats in this startup phase of your business. You also want to identify what kind of clients you want to attract. That is the heart and soul of knowing who you are first, so that you can attract. And of course, this is something Ty and I've done in our own businesses, is be able to say no to the wrong customers, the wrong partners, the wrong people who are going to suck your time, suck your effort, and then not pay you. These are the things that happen as you evolve in understanding who you are and using this strategy, guys. If you can leverage your strength-based coaching, you're going to understand then now you're going to be very clear in your content and your opportunities who you want to attract.
And that's really important, Shar. If for no other reason than you want to work with people you like to work with,
Yeah.
and you want to work with people who recognize your value. The second somebody hears that you're a coach or a strategist, they want free advice. Can you tell
Yes.
me about this? Would you walk into a restaurant and say, give me free pizza? Would you walk into a retail store and say, give me a free necklace? No, but people hear that you're a coach and they say, okay, well, can you help me with this? And they want free advice.
Right.
And we're tempted to give that free advice. We're tempted to say, okay, maybe this will turn into a client. But the fact that somebody just wants free advice doesn't acknowledge your value, doesn't acknowledge that maybe I can make this into a trade, maybe we can do something collaboratively
Right.
together. Doesn't acknowledge any of that, just wants free advice. That is not your customer. And the quicker you get to understand that, the quicker you place yourself at a value that people will not take advantage of, the quicker you start accelerating and moving your business forward. Because free advice, yes, a teaser here, a line there, a quick there, that will help and that'll put your work out. But the reality is that if you keep giving people and they will keep taking and taking and taking, and that is not necessarily the customer that you want. You want to give a little bit and you want to convert that into a potential long-term sale, and we will show you how to do that. But you can't just continue to give with no end.
And guys, we get it, right? Because, well, I'm going to be purpose driven and this is how I want to serve. Let me tell you, that doesn't put gas in your car. That definitely doesn't put food on your table. But more importantly, when you get burnt out and unfulfilled because you're sacrificing one for the other, that is not alignment. That is where you're going to show up half-baked. You're going to show up kind of in disconnected. It's kind of a nice word of saying, you know what, you're not going to care because you're not getting an even exchange of give and receive, right? So you must know who you are first. Then you will know who you want to attract. Your content's going to dictate it, how you spend your time in networking and marketing. And then, of course, when there's that give and take relationship, just like Ty wrote out, it's going to help you then achieve the goals that you set out, because you don't want to just be coaching to be a free coach, but you also don't want to undervalue, right, the years of experience. Listen to Ty's entire career. All of that costs hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, so that when he gives you this literally 1 to 2 sentences of a strategy and you're thinking, oh, that's easy, let me tell you what happened behind all that. It was everything that Ty sacrificed for. It's everything that Ty built. That's everything Ty has given to other organizations, and other organizations has paid him for it. Ty, I think you're unmuted or muted, because I tried to unmute you and I was like, oh my gosh, I love everything he's saying. Guys, you can't make this up. No,
Voice of technology.
But Ty, I want you to say it again, because I feel like many of our professionals, when they have that jumping off point, this is what's holding them back completely.
So what I said in the silence pod right there just now was
I want to put my headphones on and do this. You know?
My silent it's not just about the experience, right? It's about the education, the money that is invested. We all know student debt is like out of control. Well, I still have some that I'm getting rid of, and that costs money. Clients in a way where I'm getting. Oof, I don't know.
I can hear you
Our
now.
technology is like giving it's waking up.
Yes, it's waking up today. Hey,
I'm still frozen though.
Oh, you're frozen, but I can hear you. Oh, now I can see you and hear you. And it's muted. What in the world? Okay. Oh, it's muted on your side. I can't unmute it.
Actually, there we go.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
It is. Yeah, totally.
Okay. For some reason, there was a connection issue. All right, we're going to make this point. We're going to make it solidly. Here's the point. In addition to education, in addition to the academic understanding, the academic learnings that I've achieved, it is also about the fact that I'm on the board of multiple organizations in the community. Those organizations help me stay relevant. I'm interacting with thousands of businesses and leaders.
Mm.
As a result, I get to stay relevant. I get to make sure that my content is up to date. I get to make sure that what I'm saying is actually valuable in today's economy. I get to adapt my message based on what's happening in the economy today. And those organizations aren't free. It costs money to go to events. It costs money to join memberships and clubs and participate on boards. So what you're getting isn't abstract. It isn't a guru who's read a book. It isn't somebody who 20 years ago had a great coaching company and they built it up and they're still practicing what they did 20 years ago. What you're getting from me and what you're getting from the people who are giving their time for CoachCon, you're getting relevant, up-to-date information that's valuable now. One of the things that I read a long time ago was people aspire and they join and they look up these gurus and they call these gurus their coach. But guess what? The way that guru built their business 20 years ago, 15 years ago, isn't the same market factors, economic conditions, lending rates, presidential initiatives. None of those things that they had at that time that they did really great things exists today. So yes, you can learn from somebody who did something really well, or you can participate in a community where people are just ahead of you in today's environment with today's conditions who are doing well and learn from them. Take those steps, move forward with the initiatives that are happening today.
And guys, as you look at your business, you know, Ty just said something powerful. I don't know if you got this, but if you're a Post-it fanatic, or if you need to be like, here's the quote of the day, is the fact that each one of us in business wants to be that much better when we serve them. But one thing that he said is you have to pay for that, right? There's an exchange of that happening. And so you have to remember the exchange between you and your clients has to happen in order for you to continue to be a part of these organizations and these groups. And guys, that money is not whatever story you're telling yourself. It is a transaction so that you get access to that, right? That access point is what's going to set your business apart from other people, because you have access to these things. You have access to Ty and Coach Khan. You have access to a community. That access, right? People, you need to be super clear on this, that those are the investments that you will make in order to grow your business, not only today, but also your future clients. As you grow and evolve, you will attract better clients. You will attract clients that will pay more because of your skill set and the results that you give them. So Ty, when you're working with clients, and we'll wrap up with this, and you're looking at kind of where they want to go, and you know they have this vision, what do you start off them with? Because a lot of times people think, oh, Ty, I can just work with you for 12 months, I'm going to get everything. Yes and no, because there's more to it.
Coming back to our topic for today, leveraging strengths-based coaching methodology, Shar, the first thing is understanding what that vision is and setting a timeline for when we want to achieve that vision. So I like to do a 5-year timeline, and then a 3-year timeline, 12-month timeline, and a 6-month timeline, because I want the vision not to seem so far away that you can't achieve it today. Everything works backwards. We backward integrate until we get to the point where what can we do today to make an impact that move the needle closer to that vision. The second thing we do is, again, understanding your strengths. What are you good at, and what are you not good at that is necessary for that vision to be achieved, right? So we're not going to say the whole, of the whole big wide world, I'm great at this, but I really don't like this. No. How does it apply to the vision you want to achieve? If you want to grow the business to $1 million in revenue, okay, what do you need to do to get that done? You may be the content producer, but you need somebody strong in sales, or you need somebody who's strong in finance to manage your books, or you need somebody who can help you with marketing to design ad spend. All of those are things you identify what you need, and then we look for resources and opportunities. Low-level resources first that cost very little, AI, and then going up higher level resources that maybe you have to hire someone, an agency or a staff member to do it. But we look at the tools and we put the tools in place, but then we have to manage those tools. People tend to think, I'm going to hire an agency and they're going to do everything for me. It's still your business and you are still responsible for its success. So it is about making sure that whatever you do, you're still managing it and you're bringing it back into the business, and you hold the vision for that 5-year plan is still working towards that. No one else has that vision. There's a saying, no one's going to be the hero of your story. You have to be the hero of your own story. And that means you have to do the work. You have to run the reps. You have to, in the down times, have the fortitude to go through it. And in the good times, remember, let's not blow it all on celebrations. So,
Exactly.
so those are the steps that I would say, like you set a course, and then you tweak, you refine what the tools and the support you have for that course is, and you refine along the way.
I love that. And guys, Coach Con is literally right around the corner. It's literally caught the momentum. We've got speakers. And one of the things that I want to say is reach out to us, reach out on LinkedIn, reach out and connect with us and ask us questions about you participating. Or if you're a coach that wants to be part of the inner circle, please come and connect with us, because we want you to be there. We want you to receive the things that we've been working on and building. For any of you upcoming coaches or coaches that are really trying to figure out their place in the coaching business, we'd love to help and navigate you through that.
100%. This is for you. We're doing this for you. We're not doing this because we think this is going to make us rich or become millionaires. We're doing this because we genuinely want to reinvent the coaching industry. And this is our opportunity to give back and add value.
Wow, awesome. Thanks, Ty. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much, Ty.
Thanks, Shar.